Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how to put together a successful and profitable Facebook ad. Let's get into it. So firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Penberthy. I'm the founder of AdClients.com, where we help you create, launch, and scale your online courses and coaching programs. And I'm pleased you're here. Listen, the topic of today's video is all about traffic, specifically Facebook ads. Now, you might be confused by that. If you've been around our community for a while, you'll say, John, you talk a lot about YouTube advertisements. You talk a lot about video ads on this channel and in your trainings, and those of you that are in our coaching programs, you know that we talk about it a lot there. There is a huge blue ocean right now on YouTube, okay? Undeniable. It's still, I would say, my favorite paid traffic source. So if you are not in the YouTube ad world, you should definitely at least go take a look. We've got a bunch of videos on it on the channel. We'll leave some links somewhere around this video. However, there is still a gigantic opportunity on Facebook, and we don't want to miss that. Right? One thing that helps when you are scaling your business, when you're wanting to scale your course, scale your coaching program, is not putting all your eggs in one basket, right? Yes, maybe YouTube's a good place to get your start. But then what happens when you start to get some momentum? I don't want to rely on that. I want to have another platform, something else that I can start to spread my risk. And Facebook, of course, is the obvious next choice. Maybe you're here watching this because you already do Facebook ads, but you know that they could be better. Maybe you're here because you haven't tried them yet, but you can see there's an opportunity still and you want to make it work. Perhaps all of the recent changes and algorithm changes and iOS updates and all this craziness is having you freaking out, wondering if Facebook even works anymore. The answer is it does, but I think it's becoming more important to work on a really good creative. The creative is the actual visual part of the ad, right? There's some stuff that goes on behind the scenes when you run Facebook ads. You know, the audience that you're targeting, the stuff that you do to set up your pixel correctly. All of that stuff happens behind it. It's invisible to the person scrolling their newsfeed. But when they are scrolling their newsfeed and they come across your ad, what do they see? That's your creative, that's your ad. And I think it's becoming more and more important to have a really good ad that speaks to the right person at the right time with the right message to lead them into action. And that's what I want to help you with. Because I think if you can dial this part in, the behind the scenes stuff, the targeting stuff, the pixel stuff, the techie stuff, that stuff becomes less important because we have a really good ad. So there are three main components that make up a Facebook ad that someone would see in their newsfeed, okay? The first piece is you've got either the video or the image, okay? Image or video. You're gonna have a headline here with your call to action button. And you're gonna have, of course, you've got your little, your profile picture there with the name of your page. And then you have a couple of lines of description. And then you have the see more, okay? The three main parts is the image or video, the headline here, and the start of the description. So I wanna first give you my thoughts on which ones are most important, or rather what the order is that we should be thinking about them. When you're scrolling the newsfeed, okay, when you come across an ad, what is the most prominent thing that hits you in the face? It's this piece here. It's got the most real estate on the page, okay? It's the biggest thing. So you want to make sure that regardless of what your headline is or your description is, that image is grabbing attention, right? Bright colors, something interesting, something quirky, something different. Okay? Something intriguing. You know, you want to focus on an image that doesn't just blend in, but stands out. Think about when you're scrolling your newsfeed and you don't come across ads, you just see your friends' posts. What are the ones that grab your attention? What are the ones that have you stopping? Okay? It's not a dull, gray, boring image. You're going to scroll way past that, even if it's a friend of yours. You'll scroll past it and check in with them the next day. It's going to be something interesting, quirky, bright. So the same thing is true for our ad. Now, if you're doing a video ad, it's no different, but now it's just the thumbnail. The thumbnail is the thing that they'll see, the preview. When they scroll, they'll see a glimpse of the thumbnail first. So again, same rule applies here. Something quirky, something interesting. Where does their attention go second? The headline. So they stop at the image, they stop at the thumbnail, and they go, well, that sounds interesting. They might start playing the video, or if it's an image, either way, they then read the headline. Well, what is this ad about? That text is bigger than that text, so they're gonna focus their attention there. So you've got to have a really good, short, snappy headline. I'll give you some ideas in just a minute. And then finally, it's the description. That's the third and final piece. So you have to understand that journey, because otherwise you'll start to piece this together wrong, okay? You've got to understand, that's stopping them first, that's starting to intrigue them, that's giving more information, yeah? Or of course, the video will also be giving more information if it's a video ad. So a couple of key tips when it comes to putting this headline together. What I have found works the best is that you don't want this headline to go into 2 lines, okay? If it goes into 2 lines, it's becoming too lengthy. It's becoming closer to a paragraph than a short, snappy title. So we don't really want it to go into 2 lines. And what you definitely don't want to do is go over the character limit, so that what Facebook will do is limit the characters in your headline and the rest goes into a ... that is not even visible, is not even seen, okay? So make sure that you know the character limit, and then make sure you're definitely within it. But actually, when you do a test, when you preview the creative, you want to make sure that it fits in 1 line on a desktop device, okay? Now, second thing is, what I like to do is I like to capitalize the first letter of every word. I just have found that that grabs attention with an ad, okay? In fact, it grabs attention almost everywhere that we use it. I do this in webinar presentations, on sales pages. If there's a headline of any sort, I'm going to capitalize the very first letter of every single word. So I would suggest you do that in your headline as well. I think that will really help, okay? And the third and final thing is that it has to be something that intrigues them to continue watching the video or to read the description. If it sounds boring, if it sounds like everything else that is in your industry, then it's not going to work. If you're in insurance and it just says, you know, click here to get your insurance quote, why on earth would they do that? They know where to go for an insurance quote, okay? That's not drawing their attention right in that moment. If you are a dog trainer, just putting a sentence here that just says, click here to learn how to train your dog. There's nothing intriguing about that. You have to come up with something that is unique to you, that is interesting and that is intriguing. So if it's dog training, let's use that example. Short and sweet, it's not going to be click here to train your dog. It's going to be 3 little known dog training tricks that will eliminate bad behavior in 3 days or less, right? Now that might have got a little bit long, so we'll see. That's where we preview it. We see, did that fit? But you see how more interesting that is, more intriguing that is. What the heck are those 3 things? That's going to eliminate bad behavior. Okay, I gotta figure out what these guys are about. Okay, I'm going to read this thing. Okay, so something short, snappy, capitalize the first letter, and it's got to be something intriguing that has a unique number of steps or a unique strategy or some kind of word or phrase that they will have never heard of before. And the third and final piece of this is, of course, the description up here. Okay, now unless you can get someone to click that see more button, then you know this whole description has not worked. It's not done its job. So what you need to understand about a Facebook ad is that you're not trying to get all the information across in that first 2 lines. You don't need to. I see people doing it. They're like scrambling to fit as many words in there as they possibly can before the see more, because I've got to get it all in. I need them to know what we're about before I run out of characters. No, we should look at this in a different way. We should look at just this top sentence or 2, not in a way of getting across all the information, not in a way of, filling it as best we can. How can we come up with a sentence or 2 that intrigues them enough to want to click see more? It's almost like we're pointing them to the next call to action. At this point, if they start reading, the call to action is to get them to click see more. And if they click that and the text opens up, now we've got an opportunity to tell them more about our story, who we are, what we're about, what we do, why we're unique, and give them an opportunity to click the link to come to the next page. But this first sentence or 2, we're just wanting to get the click on the see more. So you want to, if you're telling a story, you want to almost start in the middle of the story. Something that's like, gosh, I've got to know how that story ends. I've got to know why he's just said that thing. So what actually helps is saying something that is out of context, right? So you're not starting at the beginning of a story necessarily. You're starting in the middle of the story or something that is out of context, so that they read that and go, wow, that's super intriguing, but how did he get there? How did that happen? Why did that happen? What on earth's going on? I've got to click see more to learn a bit more. And if you get them to that point, you've got a far greater chance of getting the click to come to your site because you've stopped them, you've grabbed the attention, you've intrigued them with the headline, and now they want to read more about what you got. And if they make that action and click see more, you've got a very good chance they're going to engage and move forward with the ad. So that is it. Short, snappy, to the point. That is how we put together high converting, effective Facebook ads. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up on this video, drop me a comment, let me know what you thought. We read through every single comment, and also subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. We put out a couple new videos like this every single week. And finally, if you would like to learn more about Facebook ads, not just how to put these together with actual examples and having me and my team help you put these together, but actually showing you how to launch them and scale them and grow your business using Facebook ads, we've got an amazing program. It's called Add Value Academy. I'll leave a link to it in the description box and the top comment, and that'll take you to a page where you can hear about our program, what's included, an offer that we've got on right now with some really cool stuff that we're including. I think you'll enjoy it. Click the link, check that out, and jump into that program if you want to learn more about this topic and do it well. All right, with that, hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in a future video.